Sorry about that. I was running and my ear pods, I had taken them out and they were in my pocket. So the audio on the last one was shitty. I'm just gonna talk about what we just spoke about, and hopefully it comes out a bit more clear. For you guys who tuned in, thanks for re-tuning in, man. I'm still figuring this technology out. But what we were talking about is the fact that over the last few weeks, it has been sort of an unwritten agreement that once Errol Spence Jr. activated the rematch clause, everybody assumed that it was taking place at 54. The writers, the media, even the camps. Errol Spence Jr. said that. The one thing that people were failing to speak about was the fact that the rematch clause, what it clearly stated was, whoever lost, the only power that they had was able to make a yes or a no. Yes, I'll either take the rematch, or no, I want to move on. So from that point, when we a couple weeks ago had Errol Spence Jr. accept the rematch clause, we just assumed that it was going to be at 54. Now, longtime friend, training partner, Steven Nelson of Team Crawford, recently took to his social media and was speaking about this. And it's something that we talk about all the time. One of the very good attributes of Team Crawford is that he only keeps people around him, whether it's his close circle, his team, his camp, who will speak highly of him when he's not around. And that's how we should all be. If we're fortunate enough to be surrounded by good people, that's all as good humans we could hope for, is that when we're not in the room, the people who say they care about us, that they would talk highly of us. Okay. Now, Steven Nelson was talking highly of Bud, like he always does. And he was saying that he's kind of confused with the boxing media writing that this rematch is taking place at 54. He was like, everything that he knows, and he knows more than I know and more than you know, is the fact that Team Crawford allegedly is going to request that match to take place at 47 with the hope that EJ will decline, because they feel at this stage of the game, Crawford will be 36 this year. They feel that it's a waste of his time to fight Errol again. And even if it's at 54, because they obviously want that winner of Charlo at Canelo. He wants to move up those weight classes. He wants to dare to be great. He wants legacy fights. So rumor is, in the next few days, Team Crawford is going to request the fight at 47. Errol Spence Jr. will decline that fight. And then, allegedly, Crawford is going to be a shoo-in for the winner of Charlo and Canelo. Now, that's just what Nelson says. I haven't seen it reported on any major media sources, but I do follow Michael Benson. He's a good sports writer, sports reporter who seems to be pretty neutral, not too biased. He hasn't reported anything, but go to Steven Nelson's Instagram. Nelson, I think, So Cold. He talks a little bit about it. It's just interesting. If you're playing it from the perspective of business, which it is business, it's chess. Even if you don't understand the chess game, think of checkers. You know, the goal is to get from point A to point B in less moves than you, with more pieces than you. So, right? Boxing is business, especially at this highest level. It does make more business sense for Crawford to play some psychological checkers or chess with Team Spence, call it a bluff or not, request the fight at the weight class that Errol's whole camp has been saying they don't want it at, just for the, outcomes to be the decline of that fight, and boom, Crawford, as he says, keeps it moving. So it's just something to look at. It's another thing in boxing. We know as fans, you guys know, we can't assume anything. There's nothing that's a given. Fights get called all the time. Fights get canceled all the time. Literally, we can't believe that a fight will happen until, Michael Buffer announces the fighters and the fight actually starts. So for us to assume that rematch is just at 47, we were kind of just jumping the gun. Or no, we were assuming that it was going to be at 54. We were kind of just jumping the gun. Time will tell. Guys, like this video. Got to get that algorithm up. And all of those who've been tuning in over the last few months, I thank you. And have fun today. See ya.